If you've been wondering why so many people are suddenly choosing to keep their old cars instead of rushing to buy a brand new one, you're not imagining things. Something has changed. Just a few years ago, trading in your old vehicle for the latest model felt like the obvious next step. Bigger screens, more technology, better fuel economy, it all sounded like progress. But in 2026, that mindset is shifting faster than anyone expected. Across America, more drivers are looking at their 10, 15, even 20-year-old vehicles and asking a simple question. Why would I replace something that still works? And surprisingly, millions are deciding not to. This isn't because people stopped liking new vehicles. It's because they've started looking beyond the shiny paint, the giant touchscreens, and the flashy ads, and started looking at the total cost. Once you run the numbers, keeping an older vehicle starts making a lot more sense than most dealerships would like you to believe. A vehicle that's already paid off doesn't send you a bill every month. No loan payment, no 7-year financing agreement, no interest rate quietly adding thousands to the total cost. For many families, simply eliminating that monthly payment feels like getting a raise without changing jobs. But money is only part of the story. Many drivers who finally decide to buy new discover something they never expected their old vehicle actually felt better. Not because it had more features or looked newer, but because it was familiar, reliable, easy to work on, and surprisingly dependable. Talk to owners driving older Toyotas, Hondas, Ford trucks, or GM pickups that have been properly maintained, and you'll hear the same phrase over and over. It still gets me where I need to go. That may not sound exciting, but when reliability matters more than showing off, it's incredibly valuable, and that's exactly what many Americans are beginning to prioritize. Dependability over luxury, value over appearance, freedom over monthly payments. Because here's the truth very few people talk about. A brand new vehicle starts losing value the moment you drive it off the lot. Not after a year, not after 6 months immediately. While you're making payments on that loan, your vehicle is already worth less than what you paid for it. Meanwhile, someone driving a well-maintained vehicle that's already depreciated isn't losing money at nearly the same pace. That difference adds up, especially if you're planning to keep your vehicle another 5 or 10 years. But depreciation isn't even the biggest surprise. The real reason so many Americans are holding onto their older vehicles comes down to 5 major reasons. And by the end of this, you'll probably recognize yourself in at least one of them. The first reason, people are tired of car payments. For decades, having a monthly vehicle payment was just normal. But as prices climbed and interest rates rose, those payments became harder to justify. When you're paying hundreds, sometimes over $1,000 a month for transportation, you start asking a different question. Is this vehicle really improving my life enough to be worth that cost? For many, the answer has become no, because every payment is money that could go towards savings, retirement, or simply living with less financial pressure. A paid-off vehicle may not turn heads, but it lets you keep more of your paycheck. The second reason, older vehicles have already proven themselves. If a vehicle's been on the road 15 years and still runs well with proper maintenance, that's not luck, it's earned. Owners know its strengths, its weak points, what wears out, and what keeps it dependable. A brand new model, by contrast, is still writing its story. New electronics, new software, new systems. Nobody's tested over hundreds of thousands of real-world miles yet. Many drivers would rather trust a proven history than gamble on the unknown. The third reason, technology isn't always making ownership easier. Modern vehicles are packed with huge touchscreens, driver assistance systems, cameras, dozens of electronic modules, wireless updates. Convenient, sure, but also complex. When one system fails, repairs get expensive, and the problem might not even be mechanical. It could be a sensor, a module, or software needing specialized diagnostics. Older vehicles with simpler designs and fewer electronics are often repairable by any independent mechanic without replacing a whole network of expensive components. For many owners, simplicity has become a feature, not a drawback. The fourth reason, insurance and ownership costs keep rising. It's not just the purchase price anymore. Insurance, registration, taxes, repair costs, replacement parts, all of it adds up fast. Keeping an older vehicle that's already insured at a lower value often cuts the overall cost of ownership significantly. And when families are watching every dollar, that matters. And the fifth reason ties it all together. People have changed what success looks like. Years ago, success meant a brand new vehicle in the driveway every few years. Today, many people define it differently: a paid-off vehicle, no monthly payment, money in the bank, less financial stress, the freedom to say, I own my car, it doesn't own me. Once someone experiences the peace of driving a reliable vehicle that's completely paid for, it's surprisingly hard to go back to years of payments. Now, does that mean nobody should ever buy new? Of course not. If your current vehicle has become unsafe, needs constant major repairs, or no longer fits your needs, replacing it can be the right call. But the people making the smartest buying decisions in 2026 aren't rushing into dealerships chasing the newest model. They're asking better questions first. Do I actually need a new vehicle, or do I just want one? Will this payment improve my life or just add another bill? Can I comfortably afford this if my financial situation changes? Those questions aren't exciting, but they can save you tens of thousands of dollars. One of the biggest mistakes buyers make is focusing only on the monthly payment. The salesperson asks, "What payment are you comfortable with?" And suddenly the conversation shifts away from the total cost. A lower payment might sound great until you realize you're paying for 6, 7, even 8 years. And by the time the loan's done, you've spent far more than you expected. That's why experienced owners ask a different question entirely. Not how much can I finance, but how much transportation do I actually need? Transportation gets you from point A to point B. Status tries to impress people you'll probably never see again. More Americans, it seems, are choosing financial freedom over appearances. That doesn't mean everyone should drive a 20-year-old car forever. It means replacing a vehicle should be a carefully thought-out financial decision, not an emotional one. If your current car is reliable, properly maintained, and still meets your daily needs, keeping it a few more years could be one of the smartest financial moves you make. Routine maintenance is almost always cheaper than years of loan payments, rising insurance, and rapid depreciation. Of course, maintenance still matters. An older vehicle isn't cheap if it's neglected. Regular oil changes, cooling system care, transmission servicing where recommended, brake and suspension checks, replacing worn belts, hoses, and tires before they fail. Vehicles that reach 250 or 300,000 miles don't get there by accident. They get there because someone consistently took care of them. And maybe that's the biggest lesson here. The smartest drivers in 2026 aren't necessarily driving the newest vehicles. They're making decisions that fit their finances, their priorities, and their long-term goals. Sometimes that means buying new, sometimes it means buying used, and sometimes it just means appreciating the vehicle already sitting in your driveway. In an era where everyone's chasing the next upgrade, there's real value in knowing when not to upgrade. But here's something almost nobody talks about. Even people who decide to buy new often don't realize they're walking straight into a trap before they've even signed the paperwork. A trap that's cost countless buyers thousands of dollars and locked them into years of payments they wish they'd avoided. In the next video, we're breaking that down step by step. The new car trap millions of Americans wish they avoided. If you're even thinking about buying new this year, that's one you won't want to miss.